Hello, the unstoppable. The most powerful voice in your life is the one inside your own head. What if I told you that the way you talk to yourself is quietly destroying your confidence? It's not the loud critics or the harsh words of others. It's the subtle everyday habits you've unknowingly adopted that chip away at your self-esteem. Studies show that over 70% of women struggle with self-confidence at some point in their lives, but many don't even realize the quiet forces at play. These habits seem harmless, even normal, but they could be the very reason you're not thriving in your personal and professional life. So what are these habits that hold you back without you even noticing? Let's dive in and unravel the surprising truth. Number 1. Seeking validation from strangers, friends, and even family. Every time you seek validation from others, you're letting them control how you feel about yourself. It's easy to get caught in the trap of needing approval from friends, family, or even strangers online. You post a photo and check for likes, or you share an idea and immediately look for someone else to tell you it's good. This habit of constantly searching for external validation creates a toxic cycle. Instead of trusting your own judgment, you start relying on the opinions of people who might not even know you deeply, and their feedback becomes your mirror. The real issue? What happens when you don't get the reaction you expect? Suddenly your confidence drops because you've tied your self-worth to someone else's approval. The truth is, other people's opinions are fickle. They change with their mood, circumstances, and biases. By constantly looking outside yourself for validation, you're giving others the power to shape how you see yourself, which leads to a fragile, unsteady sense of self. Confidence isn't something that should depend on someone's praise. It comes from within, from knowing your value without needing someone else to confirm it. Trusting your own voice is what builds real, unshakable confidence. Number 2. Apologizing for your existence. Apologizing for things that aren't your fault, or worse, apologizing for simply existing, is a quiet way of telling yourself you're not worthy. Every time you say sorry when you've done nothing wrong, you're shrinking your own presence. It's more than just words, it's a mindset that chips away at your confidence. Women often fall into this habit to avoid conflict or to seem more agreeable, but in reality, it teaches you to constantly question your own right to take up space. Over-apologizing creates a pattern where you feel the need to justify your actions, opinions, and even your emotions. You apologize for being upset, for asking a question, for having an opinion that might not align with someone else's. This doesn't just diminish your voice. It erodes your belief that you deserve to speak up in the first place. The more you apologize for things you shouldn't, the more you start to believe you're in the wrong, even when you're not. It's like slowly erasing your confidence, bit by bit, with every unnecessary sorry. Real confidence comes when you stop apologizing for your existence and start owning your presence unapologetically. You deserve to take up space without feeling the need to apologize for it. Number 3. Overthinking your every move. Overthinking is one of the most silent confidence killers. The more you analyze every word, every action, and every possibility, the more you trap yourself in a loop of doubt. You replay conversations, wondering if you said the right thing, or you hesitate to make decisions because you're afraid of making the wrong one. The result? You become paralyzed, stuck in your own head, second-guessing yourself at every turn. This constant cycle of overthinking leaves no room for confidence to grow. When you're always questioning your choices, you stop trusting yourself. You hesitate to take action because you fear all the potential outcomes that might not go perfectly. But here's the catch. There's no such thing as perfection, and trying to anticipate every possible mistake only ensures you'll make none of the moves that could lead to success. Instead of moving forward, you stay stuck, and with every hesitation, your belief in yourself weakens. Confidence doesn't come from overanalyzing. It comes from making decisions, even when you're not 100% sure. The more you act, the more you realize you can handle whatever happens, and that's where true confidence begins to grow, by doing, not by overthinking. Number 4. Comparing yourself to filtered realities. Comparing yourself to the filtered, picture-perfect lives you see on social media is a guaranteed way to destroy your confidence. You scroll through images of flawless faces, perfect bodies, and seemingly ideal lifestyles, and suddenly you feel like you're not enough. But here's the thing. What you're seeing isn't real. It's a highlight reel, carefully curated and edited to show only the best moments, yet your brain compares it to your entire, unfiltered reality. The problem is this comparison is unfair and impossible to win. You start to wonder why you don't look as good or why your life doesn't seem as exciting. You begin to feel inadequate, even though what you're measuring yourself against is a digital illusion. These filtered realities don't show the struggles, the insecurities, or the imperfections that everyone has. This constant comparison doesn't just make you feel bad, it makes you doubt yourself. You start thinking that you're lacking in some way, which slowly erodes your self-esteem. The truth is, the only person you should be comparing yourself to is the version of yourself from yesterday. Confidence comes from focusing on your own journey, not on the polished snapshots of others' lives. Social media isn't reality, and it shouldn't define your worth. Number 5. Internalizing other people's criticism. When you take other people's criticism to heart, it's like letting them set up camp in your mind, rent-free. You start replaying their words over and over, questioning yourself and wondering if they're right. But here's the truth. Not every opinion deserves space in your head. People are quick to criticize, often without fully understanding your situation or knowing who you really are. Yet you internalize their comments like they're gospel, letting them tear down your self-esteem bit by bit. Criticism can be helpful when it comes from someone who genuinely cares and wants to see you improve. But let's be real. Most of the time, people's critiques are more about them than you. Maybe they're projecting their own insecurities, or maybe they just woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Yet, you let their offhand remarks sink in, allowing them to dent your confidence. It's like someone throwing a rock at your house, and instead of tossing it back, you build a monument to it in your front yard. Confidence can't grow in a mind cluttered with everyone else's opinions. So, next time someone throws shade, just remember, you don't have to catch it. Keep your focus on constructive feedback and let the rest roll off your back. Number 6. Pretending to be someone you're not. Pretending to be someone you're not is like wearing a pair of shoes that don't fit. You can only walk so far before it starts hurting. Every time you act like someone else to fit in or to please others, you chip away at your real self. It's exhausting. And worse, it builds a version of you that's completely fragile. The moment someone questions or challenges this fake version, everything crumbles because deep down, you know it's not really who you are. When you wear this mask long enough, you start losing sight of your true self. You become so good at playing the part that you forget what your actual thoughts, desires, and opinions are. It's like living on a stage 24/7, but no one claps at the end of the performance. And here's the kicker. People can usually tell when you're being inauthentic. They sense the hesitation, the forced smiles, and the awkwardness. The very thing you're trying to avoid, rejection, ends up happening because you're not being yourself. Real confidence comes from being unapologetically you. Sure, not everyone will love it, but the right people will. And your self-esteem will thank you for finally ditching the mask. Be you, it's a lot less stressful and far more rewarding. Number 7. Ignoring your intuition. Ignoring your intuition is like putting your inner GPS on mute. You'll end up lost, confused, and wondering why you didn't just listen to it in the first place. That little gut feeling you often push aside, it's trying to guide you. And when you constantly ignore it, you're teaching yourself not to trust your own judgment. The more you second-guess your instincts, the more you rely on outside opinions, which can mess with your confidence. Here's the funny thing about intuition. It's rarely wrong. Sure, it might not make sense on paper, but that's because it comes from a deeper place, one that doesn't need spreadsheets or other people's approval to function. Yet many of us ignore it because we've been taught to focus on logic and to play it safe. So we push that feeling down, only to regret it later when things don't go the way we hoped. The more you ignore your intuition, the harder it becomes to trust yourself in the future. You start to wonder, can I really make good decisions? And that's when doubt creeps in, undermining your confidence. The truth is, trusting your gut is like flexing a muscle. The more you do it, the stronger your self-trust and confidence become. Number 8. Allowing fear of judgment to paralyze you. Letting the fear of judgment control you is like living in a tiny box. Safe, sure, but incredibly limiting. You hold yourself back, constantly worrying about what others think. What if they don't like what I say? What if they judge me for doing this? These what-ifs turn into a prison, keeping you from showing up as your real self. The irony? Most people are too busy worrying about their own lives to even notice or care as much as you think. The fear of being judged stops you from taking risks, expressing your opinions, and sometimes even from just being yourself. You become a people pleaser, molding yourself to fit what you assume others want. But that's a recipe for feeling frustrated and fake. And here's the kicker. You can never fully avoid judgment. No matter what you do, someone somewhere is going to have something to say. So why not do what you want anyway? Confidence starts to crumble the moment you let someone else's potential opinion hold you back. But when you stop caring about what others think, you reclaim your power. After all, you can't control how people see you, but you can control how you see yourself, and that's where real confidence grows. Number 9. Over-accommodating everyone else's needs. Over-accommodating everyone else's needs is a fast track to draining your energy and confidence. When you become the yes person, constantly bending over backward to please others, you inadvertently place your own priorities on the back burner. This habit feels like a badge of honor at first. After all, who doesn't want to be seen as the reliable friend or the team player? But the reality is that every time you sacrifice your own needs for someone else's agenda, you send a subtle but powerful message to yourself. Your needs are secondary, and that's a slippery slope toward diminished self-worth. Eventually, this mindset leads to resentment and burnout. You might find yourself feeling like a doormat, wondering why you're always exhausted yet never appreciated. You start to lose touch with what you genuinely want or need because you've trained yourself to prioritize everyone else's comfort and happiness. And let's be honest, people often take advantage of this behavior, expecting you to say yes without considering your own limits. To reclaim your confidence, it's essential to set boundaries and learn that it's perfectly okay to say no when necessary. Remember, you can still be a caring person without sacrificing your well-being. By honoring your own needs, you not only boost your self-worth, but also create healthier, more balanced relationships. In a world where external pressures and expectations can easily undermine your confidence, it's crucial to recognize and break these damaging habits. By prioritizing your needs, trusting your instincts, and refusing to be defined by others' opinions, you reclaim your power and pave the way for a more authentic and fulfilling life. Remember, confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about being unapologetically you and embracing your journey with all its ups and downs. If you found these insights valuable and want to continue your journey towards self-empowerment, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Share this with friends who might also need a confidence boost, and let's build a community of strong, supportive individuals ready to uplift one another. Together, we can break free from the habits that hold us back and celebrate the incredible women we are becoming. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye for now and stay blessed.